रहेगा अमर। हम गाएंगे मिलकर सभी, विश्व मैत्री रहेगा अमर। हम गाएंगे मिलकर सभी, विश्व मैत्री रहेगा अमर। हम गाएंगे मिलकर सभी, विश्व मैत्री रहेगा अमर। ऋषियों की ज्योति है शरणों का मेला, ऋषियों की ज्योति है शरणों का मेला। ऋषियों की ज्योति है शरणों का मेला, ऋषियों की ज्योति है शरणों का मेला। ये प्रेम की गंगा, ये सबका मंदिर, ये प्रेम की गंगा, ये सबका मंदिर। ये प्रेम की गंगा, ये सबका मंदिर, ये प्रेम की गंगा, ये सबका मंदिर। सबका मंदिर, ये सबका मंदिर, सबका मंदिर, ये सबका मंदिर। सबका मंदिर, ये सबका मंदिर, सबका मंदिर, ये सबका मंदिर। हम गाएंगे मिलकर सभी, विश्व मैत्री रहेगा अमर। हम गाएंगे मिलकर सभी, विश्व मैत्री रहेगा अमर। ऋषियों की ज्योति है शरणों का मेला, ऋषियों की ज्योति है शरणों का मेला। ऋषियों की ज्योति है शरणों का मेला, ऋषियों की ज्योति है शरणों का मेला। ये प्रेम की गंगा, ये सबका मंदिर, ये प्रेम की गंगा, ये सबका मंदिर। ये प्रेम की गंगा, ये सबका मंदिर, ये प्रेम की गंगा, ये सबका मंदिर। सबका मंदिर, ये सबका मंदिर, सबका मंदिर, ये सबका मंदिर। सबका मंदिर, ये सबका मंदिर, सबका मंदिर, ये सबका मंदिर। हम गाएंगे मिलकर सभी, विश्व मैत्री रहेगा अमर। 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 विश्व मैत्री रहेगा अमर, विश्व मैत्री रहेगा अमर। विश्व मैत्री रहेगा अमर, विश्व मैत्री रहेगा अमर। सब है समान, सब है समान, सब में एक प्राण, सब में एक प्राण। त्यज के अभिमान, त्यज के अभिमान। हरि गान गाओ, हरि गान सबका सहारा, सबका सहारा, हरि नाम जप के, हरि नाम जप के सुख शांति पाओ, सुख शांति पाओ। सब है समान, सब में एक प्राण, त्यज के अभिमान, हरि गान गाओ, हरि नाम प्यारा, सबका सहारा, हरि नाम जप के सुख शांति पाओ, हरि नाम जप के सुख शांति पाओ, हरि नाम जप के सुख शांति पाओ, हरि नाम जप के सुख शांति पाओ। विश्व मैत्री, विश्व मैत्री, विश्व मैत्री, विश्व मैत्री हमारा बढ़ता रहे, विश्व मैत्री हमारा बढ़ता रहे। जैसे ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चले, जैसे ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चले। विश्व मैत्री हमारा बढ़ता रहे, विश्व मैत्री हमारा बढ़ता रहे। जैसे ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चले, जैसे ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चले। हम मिलकर बनाएंगे प्यार का घर, हम मिलकर बनाएंगे प्यार का घर। विश्व मैत्री बनेगा प्यार का सागर, विश्व मैत्री बनेगा प्यार का सागर। विश्व मैत्री विश्व मैत्री हमारा बढ़ता रहे, विश्व मैत्री हमारा बढ़ता रहे। जैसे ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चले, जैसे ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चले। विश्व मैत्री, विश्व मैत्री, विश्व मैत्री। ऋषियाँ हमारे आधार है, ऋषियाँ हमारे आधार है। सप्त ऋषियाँ हमारे माँ बाप है, सप्त ऋषियाँ हमारे माँ बाप है। ऋषियाँ हमारे आधार है, ऋषियाँ हमारे आधार है। सप्त ऋषियाँ हमारे माँ बाप है, सप्त ऋषियाँ हमारे माँ बाप है। विश्व मैत्री हमारा बढ़ता रहे, विश्व मैत्री हमारा बढ़ता रहे। जैसे ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चले, जैसे ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चले। बादल की तरह हम आते जाते, बादल की तरह हम आते जाते। विश्व मैत्री रहेगा आकाश जैसे, विश्व मैत्री रहेगा आकाश जैसे। बादल की तरह हम आते जाते, बादल की तरह हम आते जाते। विश्व मैत्री रहेगा आकाश जैसे, विश्व मैत्री रहेगा आकाश जैसे। विश्व मैत्री हमारा बढ़ता रहे, विश्व मैत्री हमारा बढ़ता रहे। जैसे ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चले, जैसे ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चले। विश्व मैत्री हमारा बढ़ता रहे, विश्व मैत्री हमारा बढ़ता रहे। जैसे ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चले, जैसे ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चले। हम मिलकर बनाएंगे प्यार का घर, हम मिलकर बनाएंगे प्यार का घर। विश्व मैत्री बनेगा प्यार का सागर, विश्व मैत्री बनेगा प्यार का सागर। विश्व मैत्री हमारा बढ़ता रहे, विश्व मैत्री हमारा बढ़ता रहे। जैसे ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चले, जैसे ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चले। जैसे ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चले, जैसे ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चले। जैसे ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चले, जैसे ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चले। ऋषि कार्य की ज्योति सदा जले, ऋषि कार्य की ज्योति सदा जले। एक जल जाए दूजा आए, एक जल जाए दूजा आए, फिर भी ज्योति जलती रहे, फिर भी ज्योति जलती रहे। ऋषि कार्य की ज्योति सदा जले। ऋषि कार्य की ज्योति सदा जले। इस ज्योति के शक्ति से, इस ज्योति के शक्ति से सत्ययुग आरंभ हुए। सत्ययुग आरंभ हुए। ऋषि कार्य की ज्योति सदा जले। ऋषि कार्य की ज्योति सदा जले।
Namaste. The webcast team has asked me to just hold on for a while. Okay, we'll continue. Yes. Namaste once again. We will begin with a minute of silence. In silence, we connect with the rishis, connect with light masters, connect with the light beings and seek their blessings for today's program. For a minute roughly, I will tell you. You just have to close your eyes and sit silently. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Come, sir. Yeah, this is better. Namaste. On behalf of Mansa Foundation, I welcome all of you for Guruji's 84th birth anniversary celebrations. Today, in place of our third Sunday's guided light channeling session, we are having Guruji's birth anniversary program. We have light channeling at the end of the program, and this program is kept open to everyone and all are welcome. In today's program, we have talk by Sri Manoj Chopra, and then Jayant Deshpande sir will address all of us. Then we channel light for some time, and the session ends at 12:30 p.m. And then we have prasada. Today, I wish to speak mainly about the experiences of our meditators. We always enjoy reading them in our newsletters. We feel as though they are our own experiences. This is the beauty of this spiritual world. I feel they are also like testimony or proofs for the effectiveness of meditations, light channeling, and other practices taught to us by Guruji. This is why one entire page in our newsletter is dedicated for the experiences. For today's talk, I have taken these experiences from our next newsletter, next month's Doorways, which is ready for printing. One meditator writes, I feel connected to the higher consciousness, and Guruji responding to my doubts through his books and talks. I feel God's protection and experience it tangibly. Practicing of Shambhala principles has helped to resolve things with my father which could not be resolved with talks. It is the grace of God, Guru, Rishis that I have been able to get up early morning around 8 a.m. and continue the practice every day. The body is completely still and I enjoy the practice. Fortunate are the ones who become aware of their negativities. When we become aware, we make efforts to get rid of them with the help of meditations and our masters. When we throw away the baggage, we feel relieved, we feel light. Next experience is about this only. Another meditator says, one by one, every limitation and weakness within me becomes glaringly visible to me. I am using light to purify my thoughts, emotions, and actions. Feeling peaceful in those moments. I am grateful to Guruji and the Rishis for everything. Another meditator says, it has become easier to focus on good and ignore the not nice and unwanted. Guruji always advised us not to grumble.
I find one way of preventing grumbling in this next experience. A meditator writes, I am finding myself responsible for all my actions. I feel when we take responsibility for our actions, there will be hardly any scope for grumbling. By grumbling, we waste a lot of time, and this comes in the way of our spiritual progress. We get a great relief when we come out of this grumbling habit, and also it brings great relief to others as well. By taking responsibility for our actions, we become spiritually strong. A person thought God as some fictional entity in the temples, statues, in books or scriptures, and did not fully trust him. That was till she experienced him as living, vibrating energy. This pulsating energy spoke to her with love and compassion. It said, why fear? Everybody is taken care of by me. If each one is going through an experience, it is destined because they are learning. They are capable of greatness, growing, and change. Love everyone without any fear. Everyone is capable and deserving of love. This single experience brought many changes and benefits for her. Since then, she thinks of everyone with love and kindness, including the people she did not like and even the people she feared. Her anxiety attacks have significantly reduced. She is now capable of loving herself even when she makes mistakes, and also corrects herself with compassion. I think all these are great changes. Another person writes his experience. I meditated in the pyramid in Tapovana. I feel that a lot of my karmas and blockages were removed. I am becoming better day by day. Sadhana is mainly making efforts. Efforts are very important, but we have understood that finally it is the grace that works. Our sincere efforts attract grace. And also, recognizing the grace is very important. So we can say, focus on efforts but recognize the grace. It is heartening to notice that almost every meditator recognizes the grace and sincerely thank Guruji, masters, and light for their experiences. All that Guruji has taught us are meant to be practiced. He did not teach us anything that we cannot practice. Guruji started light channeling activity for individual and global peace. It heals the world and prepares the world for Satya Yuga. Light channeling newsletter is being printed and distributed free. The true knowledge comes to us when we really experience it. Intellectual knowledge is not enough. We cannot understand God by reading books. Of course, it helps us up to a point, and we should not stop there. We should go beyond the intellect to experience Him in the mystical areas. Meditations and spiritual practices really help. I recall one incident which Guruji mentioned. Guruji wanted to know about soul. What is a soul? He read books, consulted people, but was not satisfied by the answers he got from them. One person gave him some 20 definitions for soul and told Guruji to choose whichever he wants. After Guruji came in contact with Maharshi Amara, Guruji asked the same question to him. Amaraji said, soul is a spark of light and the light is God Himself. Guruji understood immediately. Then Maharshi Amara gave Guruji a technique to practice. Guruji very sincerely practiced it, and one day he saw his own soul as a very bright light which shone like 1,000 suns. With that direct experience, he knew what soul is. That is how a real master teaches. Under Guruji, we have opportunity to grow to any height, but we have to make up our minds. In his reflections column, Guruji wrote like this: if you are ready to walk with us, we are ready to lead. If you are ready to listen, we are ready to explain. If you are ready to learn, we are ready to teach. If you are ready to dream, we are ready to fly with you. On this auspicious day, we may decide to get ready and make use of this great opportunity. Thank you.
Namaste. Guruji was a divine personality who lived in a human body. Honestly, we miss him a lot. He was a symbol of love and strength. He made our life meaningful. He gave us a purpose in our life. Otherwise, we would have lost in this chaotic world. Whenever we approached him for the guidance in our personal matter, he not only removed our fears, but also gave us hope and confidence. Just by living, he taught us how to lead this life. Just by living, he taught us how to maintain relationships, how to take care of someone you love. Just by living, he taught us how to dream. Just by living, he taught us how to wonder on moonrise, how to wonder at butterflies, how to enjoy a movie, how to enjoy a song. He taught us many things, but just by living and taught us so many things. What a great person he was. Last Sunday, I was with Sunil in Information Center. There was a guest. Sunil has explained him about meditation. He was listening very patiently. And after listening, he told, what are the benefits of meditation? So Sunil told, it's generally what we say, love, peace, reduction of anger. Suddenly he told how it can reduce our anger where rishis themselves are short-tempered. They keep giving curse to everyone for short things. We were not surprised. We were sure he would have seen some movie or TV serial. I think we all would have thought like that. Rishis are like that. If we would not have come to this path and if we would not have met Guruji, we explained to him, and I am sure he was agreed upon us. So it's our duty, not only volunteers, everyone's duty to remove this misconception about rishis and meditation and many more things. Later I was thinking about this person. Then I was thinking if he would have met only once Guruji, he would not have asked this question. He was a reservoir of love and peace. Of course, we all tested him with our lot of shortcomings. He never got angry upon us and he never gave up on us. I think if we observe carefully, people who have spent the time, 5 years, 10 years, more than that, slowly he has shaped our destiny. By parently care and love, we have become a different person. Just imagine life without him and life without meditation. You will understand how much our destiny have changed. We all are fortunate, whether we have met him physically or not. He has changed everyone's life. Guruji had many specialities. One of his specialty, I have spoken earlier also, simplifying the knowledge. See, there are so much complex things. As Sudhakarji was telling, there are 20 definitions to understand soul. But he simplified the knowledge. Guruji imparted so much knowledge through his books and through our classes. And several times he revealed truth when we met him personally. According to that person's point of view, he revealed the truth to him. Filtering the knowledge according to the time and people was his specialty. He revealed to us what was relevant for us for that time. He didn't explain much. He used to tell us, I'll tell you later. He knew if he explained more knowledge, it would have confused the person or group. So that was his specialty. All our books are very simple to understand. If you just read, it just enters your heart. But it has been, we should remember, it has been kept deliberately simple. That is the specialty of rishis. They keep things simple. But there is lot of knowledge in our books. I think a serious seeker, a person who wants to know the truth, it has great to offer. Above all, these books have knowledge in the form of energy. When you read a book, suppose Sudhakar sir was telling, you are reading about soul and you are contemplating, you will get a new point because knowledge has been stored in the form of books. That is the reason our teachers keeps telling us, read the books again and again. You will be flashed with new points. And similarly, knowledge has been stored in our structures. Lot of knowledge, Guruji was telling, at present we are not ready. He has stored the energy in the form of energies. Lot of knowledge has been stored. When we meditate, when we are ready, we will be given that knowledge. And it has been stored for the future generations also. That is the speciality of Taponagra. That is speciality of our Guruji. Guruji always encouraged us to ask question. But he discouraged questioning. There are big difference between question and questioning. When you question, you really want to know the something. You want to know the truth. You want to grow. It helps us in our spiritual growth. Questioning is just for curiosity's sake, or you are questioning the person, whether he knows or not. So question we should ask. We should keep the question inside. Sometime you will get the answer immediately, and sometime after few years, and sometime maybe very, very late. We may not get direct answer, but definitely there are answers. Guruji has told, when you ask the question, answer will take birth. So we may not get direct answer, this is that. So, but there will be answer, you will understand it later. So we should keep ask question, we should keep question in our side. It helps in our spiritual growth. Guruji has told sadhana has three phases. One is intellectually, understanding the truth intellectually. As Sudhakarji has mentioned about that, it helps. Reading books helps. As we read, we are light and we are part of a great light. It helps to know about it. But it has its own limitations. We can understand that much only. After that, we'll not able to understand. So first part, we try to know, we read books, we try to know about the truth. Second most important part is experiencing the truth directly. As Sudhakarji has mentioned, you can see your own soul. So if you are seeing, you will understand what soul is. Like we say, meditation brings peace. If you meditate, if you experience peace, you will understand what peace is, what love is. So experience is the most important part in our sadhana. That's the reason Guruji used to say, let us talk less, let us meditate more. Because once you meditate, you understand the things directly. And third most important part of sadhana is manifestation. Manifestation is we have everything, we have knowledge, we have experience, but we are not able to apply it. Think a doctor who has degree, he has internship, but is not practicing. So I feel manifestation is the most important part of sadhana, and most of us, it's very difficult for us to manifest. Suppose when we experience love and divinity in meditation, in 1 hour suppose we meditate, rest 23 hours, how to spread that peace and love, whoever comes to you, that is manifestation. I think manifestation should come naturally to us because love and peace is our nature. But somehow we come to our old personality. We become, suppose, a habit of getting angry. I meditate. I'll not feel like getting angry. But somehow I react again. I'll bring that anger again. So sadhana is keep the old personality in the background and allow the new personality to take over. If you do it, then only sadhana has meaning. Otherwise, it's not, sadhana is not complete. Next point. Few days back, I was talking to one of my friend. He was telling he had a lot of difficulties. Before that, difficulty started 2-3 years back. Before that, he has very peaceful life. Everything was going fine. Suddenly, his health, some issue happened. And then afterwards, his son also got a serious health issues. And he doesn't know how to manage. He was helpless. So while keeping the phone, he told me life is very tough, very, very tough. And it has full of struggles. I think these words, now I'm listening many times, many people, we speak, they speak about it. But somehow this was, he told so emphatically. So it started lingering in me. His words was lingering in me. So I was thinking about him, and I was relating him with myself and other many lives. So I was thinking about Guruji, and I realized Guruji also has undergone many, many difficult phase when he was out from Manavati. So I am not going to speak about what he has gone through. This there in our doorways of light, and he has spoke about struggle many times. And his life, if you read Doorways to Light, his life is an inspiration to all of us. And there are great lessons to be learnt from Guruji's life. I try to summarize that. Whenever we go through difficult time, lie low and meditate more. focus on ourselves, grow inwards, wait, have enormous patience. Always remember, rishis are with us, they are monitoring us, they are giving us strength to face it. There is no problem in the world which rishis cannot solve. They can just solve within a minute. If our problems are still persisting, it means rishis and God has allowed it. There must be a reason behind it. Let's remember, very important point, our struggles are not meaningless. When we struggle, we grow, we shine. Every problem has a purpose. Rishis wants us to win this struggle and come out victoriously. I remember once a person met Guruji. She told him that she is in a very bad shape. She is very sick and even she cannot move around freely. Generally, we expect a lot of things from Guruji. Guruji told only one statement: stick to the light. I think that is the message for all of us whenever we have difficulties: stick to the light and wait. Next point. Sometime in our life, all of us, I think, we come across very peculiar situation when we have to choose one and leave others. It's a very difficult thing, especially when the things are very sensitive, then very difficult to choose what to do, what not to do. Generally, we go for popular decision. What is a popular, whatever is the, we'll look into what are things, world is going towards that, we'll choose that. But Guruji has told us, whatever the situation, what are the circumstances, truth is important. Choose truth. Choose spirituality. Truth is mightier than anything else. Truth has its own strength. Let the whole world against you, but when you follow truth, we get support from God and rishis. With these two messages from Guruji and rishis, I'll stop my talks. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Karthik. Namaste. What profound points Manoj summarized from Guruji's teachings, his life. Today morning, one person told me that she had very bad headache and a kind of migraine for last 3 weeks, without any relief. Painkillers, heavier painkillers, no relief. But today morning, she's fine. She's fine. Somehow, when Guruji comes, he comes with so much of love, so much of grace, and many gifts. Somehow it helps. Every time we have seen this, it helps. Whenever Guruji introduced a person to us, he would always talk the best part in him. He will introduce the best part of that person to us, because that is how he would relate to people. He would always see the best in them. I realized that this would leave a very positive impression in us about that person. I was thinking, it is like spreading positivity. if you introduce a person and if you talk not so good things about him, we will be spreading negativity in a way. And Guruji told us that when we relate to the best part in the person, we will be relating to the light in them. And when we relate to light in them, we will be relating to the greater light, to the greatest light, to God Himself. What a beautiful point it is if you think about it. Just by relating to the best part in others, we will be getting connected to God. And then imagine what a beautiful thing happens when we get connected to God. We receive wonderful things from Him, energies, love. When we do it, it strengthens the positive aspects within us. And it also strengthens the positive aspects in the person, because the person gets encouraged. Imagine when you notice something beautiful in a person, then we appreciate it. The person feels encouraged to practice it more and more. By doing this, we will be, in a way, allowing the divinity within us to find an expression. This is what I feel. Generally, it's the nature of the ego to find faults in others, and it's the nature of our soul, the positive part in us, the divinity within us, to find divinity in others. Let us say divinity in others. So by practicing this, we will be strengthening the positive aspects within us and also in the person. If you think about it, it is such a beautiful point. This is also, we can say that by doing this, we will be operating from the level of the soul. Many times people ask, how do we manifest divinity in our life? How do we manifest the divine that we have here? How do we manifest it? I think this is one of the ways to manifest it, just by relating to the beautiful part in others. So He made us aware of such profound truths. Somehow I think Manoj also touched upon this point, that sadhana is not just meditating, it is also practicing. This is, let us say, practicing at the human level in our life. That is, relating to others' beautiful points, beautiful aspect in others, is practice at the human level. Both are important. Meditation connects us to God, and this practice also connects us to God. Both are important, and both complete our sadhana. There was something about him that made us feel very, very close to him, It was as if we knew him from generations. It must be this quality is what I feel, this quality of relating to us at the deepest level, at the level of the soul. That was his specialty. We know that at the level of the soul, we are eternal. We are eternally one, we can say. All of us together, we are eternally one. And when we connect at that level, when we relate at that level, naturally, we feel so close. probably this we can practice and try and see ourselves, experience ourselves. His life was like that, an example for us to follow, an example for us to follow. And it is possible that he was a multi-dimensional personality, and it is possible that this challenge of choosing where to begin, this challenge of choosing where to begin may overwhelm us, it is possible. But I think we can begin at any level. We can take small steps, that's what I meant. We can take small steps. We can take up a point and begin practicing, and it will help us reach towards perfection. He had told us, whatever is built on the foundation of truth, whatever is built on the foundation of truth alone will survive in the coming times. And whatever is based on foundation of falsehood will collapse. Because we are moving through such period. We are passing through this period of transition from the dark age to the light age or new age or Satya Yuga as we understand in India. And this applies not only to systems but also to individuals. If we carry things here which is based on falsehood, it is bound to collapse in the coming times. And in the process, it is possible that we too collapse. So we have to be careful. We need not feel scared, but we have to be cautious about these things. And not that this point is not relevant in other times. This point is relevant in all the times, in all the ages. That is making truth the foundation of our lives. But it is a kind of urgency now. It is a kind of urgency now. That's what he told us. Because the times are such. Maybe there was a margin until now, because the energies of the dark age, they are so dense, so heavy. Maybe a margin is given for us to, let us say, to make a few mistakes, but not anymore. Mistakes are fine, but conscious choices, we have to be careful about it. New energies are being spread by the masters, and this period of margin, it is over now. It is over. There is no more time left now. We have to urgently remove all that is false, all that is negative and dark from within our systems. And we can see the collapse happening in a way. If we observe the life around us, we can see the collapse happening in a way. People are rejecting corruption. There is anger against it. And this anger may not be visible in a very aggressive format right now. It may not have found any aggressive expression, let us say, at this point of time. But there is a silent expression. We can see that people are rejecting corruption. Guruji used to tell us that the vibrations of anger against corruption, against all dark practices, will gather strength, more and more strength, and they will wipe out corruption and corrupt practices and people who are holding on to, who are involved in doing corrupt practices. And we will see this happening more clearly in coming times. If I was just thinking about this making truth a foundation of our life, somehow Manoj also touched upon this point, truth. If we can follow this principle, or any spiritual principle, let us say, any spiritual principle, to the last detail, then I think we will be living in light. This is what we learned from him. He used to say, practice any spiritual principle perfectly, then you will realize that you are practicing all the principles. If we are practicing truth, for example, then we will not try to project ourselves as what we are not. And then there will be no burden as such. There is no pressure of trying to show something to people. We live very naturally. There will be no resistance, there will be no pressure. The truth, anyway, it reflects in our life. Then there will be no anxiety because we accept ourselves as we are. We accept ourselves. We want to be different, that's a different thing, but we accept ourselves. I think this is also part of practicing truth, accepting ourselves as we are. Only when we accept that we are not perfect, only then we can make efforts towards perfection, to make ourselves perfect, isn't it? Otherwise, how do we do? Sadhana begins with accepting ourselves as we are. He made us aware of such profound truths. And he was the personification of truth himself. He was the personification. That is why when whatever he spoke, it just reached us. We just understood. Like Manoj explained, he simplified things. It just reached us. Because behind his words, there were energies of truth, energies of his personal practice, his tapascharya. Behind his words, these energies were there. And his words conveyed more than just the words. This you would have experienced. Those of us who were fortunate to interact with him, and sometimes we would write letters to him, and he would reply to our letters. His reply will always be very short, to the point. Sometimes just one sentence or just one word sometimes. Just one word. Even that one word, it would convey everything. It's not just a word. There is so much of energy behind it, and it would convey the whole truth. This we have experienced. We wanted to spend as much time with him as possible. A lot of time we used to spend without realizing that he was in the human body, and the human body also had requirements of rest, etc. Another profound truth recently we heard in his talks. He used to tell us that when we fill up ourselves with light, with positivity, we attract positive energies. And we also attract positive astral beings. This is a very beautiful thing. Not just positive energies, also positive astral beings. They help us. They somehow come near us and help us. This astral world is very closely associated with this physical world. Somehow we are not aware of it, that is all. And this is very important. The opposite also is true. That's why we have to be so careful. Opposite also is true. If we go on harboring negativity within us, if we go on allowing bitterness and hatred to, give place within us, if we go on doing it, imagine we attract more negative energies and also negative personalities. They take us away They take us away from the rishis. They take us away from God. Forgiving, for example, forgiving. He said, we have to forgive not because, we do a favor to others. We forgive because it helps us. That's why, similarly, like I mentioned about negativity, we have to reject negativity because it helps us. It doesn't help us find any solutions. Any solutions. He told us that all the solutions are within us. All the solutions are within us. What a profound truth. Of course, whatever he spoke, they were great words of wisdom, of course. If you can really accept it, that all solutions are within. All solutions are within, and all the causes for our problems, they are also within. They are also within us. Understanding this truth helps us take responsibility for our lives. I think this is very important. When we understand that all causes are within us, and we are the reason for what we are going through, nobody else is a reason for that, then it helps us take responsibility of our lives. It helps us realize that blaming others for what we are going through, whatever others may have done to us, they might have caused a lot of injustice to us. Fine. But even then, somehow we are responsible for it. If we can somehow practice this, understand this, take responsibility of our lives, we will be practicing truth. And if we go on blaming others for our problems, we will be practicing untruth, falsehood, because that's what it is. It is not true. And if we do this, we will collapse. So practicing truth, this is another aspect of practicing truth, taking responsibility of our actions. I think Manoj mentioned this, I think. And when we practice, any spiritual practice, it strengthens spirituality within us, positivity within us. So this will be the beginning, let us say. This will be the beginning of, when we begin taking responsibility of our lives. And when we persist with this practice of truth, when we persist, it will have a multiplier effect, meaning there will be more benefits coming our way. Because we get connected to God, we receive energies, so many things. It's a process which will have a multiplier effect. So, he literally gave us this key to happiness, we can say, key to happiness, key to our liberation. We just have to operate this key. And use this key to open the doorways to light. Yes. This is what I wanted to say. And of course, I have many other things to say that is more about what we are offering today to Guruji. What about that I will briefly explain. We are releasing three ebooks. These books are already there in the book format. We are only releasing the electronic version, the digital version of it today. First one is Atmada Avarohana, that is the Kannada translation of our book, The Descent of Soul. Like I said, it is already there. We are releasing the ebook today. Next one is a Marathi book. It is called Uchchastariya Samvad Ani Itar Satye. It is the Marathi translation of our book, higher communication and other realities. And there is one more, Guru Shishya Samvad, Master Pupil Talks, Volume 1, in Marathi. So 3 ebooks being released today. You would have observed that of late, almost every such special occasions, we are bringing out ebooks. Somehow there is a team of volunteers there. They have taken up this as a responsibility, and they go on doing it. People who are involved in this, our Vaishali Joshi, Sudhakar sir, Sunil, and Kanchanata madam, and one meditator friend from Pune, Pushkar Patki. They were involved in bringing out these books. And of course, there will be other there. There are people always working behind the scenes. We don't take their names, but they are there. It's a team effort. It's a team effort. Just have some water. Yes. Then there is another offering today. We are very happy to offer this at the feet of Guruji today. And this is what I realized. Everything we offer to him, it's from him only. He is the source of all the knowledge that we place it, before him. He is the source. He is the person who has given us this knowledge. We are only presenting it in a particular format, that is all. Like a book or an e-book or something else. So this second offering is in the form of a small booklet. It is called The Last Words of Guruji Krishnananda. When Guruji was in the hospital during his last days, he would talk to people who were there taking care of him. And he would, whenever he spoke, they were great words, profound words. He was in so much of discomfort there, but then it wasn't visible at his face. The smile was intact till the end. So even in the hospital, he wanted to convey to the words. He wanted to enlighten the words, enlighten the world with whatever knowledge he had. So these last words, we had already published it, in fact, in Guruji Speaks Volume 7. And we were thinking to make it available on social media. And this was our Apurva's idea, to present it on social media. Then we were discussing how to do it, etc. Then this idea came, why not bring out a small booklet? It will be nice. So this entire concept and design, cover page design, everything is Apurva's. And the energies in the book, they are of course Guruji's. They are always his energies. So this small booklet, you can pick it up from the information center free of cost. It's a small booklet. It's very beautiful. Profound wisdom is there in that small booklet. And we are also going to make the digital copy, the electronic copy, available on our website. You can download it free. And there is one more offering, another offering. I'm somehow very happy about such offerings. Again, I say that source is Guruji only. This is, Guruji began publishing the newsletter from the beginning, right when he started Manasa Foundation. He started publishing the newsletter. And initial few copies, they were called Manasi. And then subsequently, they were called Manasa Patra. And many of you may not have access to the old copies of Manasa Patra. We are making these copies available today in a book format, in a bound format. So there are two collections. One is from the year 1988, when Manasa Foundation started, 1988 to 1993. this was a monthly. So Manasa Patra was a monthly, like our doorways now. So there are two collections, 1988 to 1993 and 1993 to 1999. For technical reasons, we had to bring out two collections. You will understand when you see the collections. When we were working on it, towards the time when it was ready for printing, we went to the printer, and the manager there in the printing shop, he told me, he said, I have glanced through these newsletters. He has no idea what is meditation. He is not connected with any spiritual path as such. He said, I could just read a few lines and I know that this is so valuable. He mentioned that. And another beautiful thing happened. We were interacting on email for certain things. And then he pointed out one particular thing. I had emailed him about something. And he said, at the end you write divine love. It is so beautiful, he said. Nobody writes like that. We learned from Guruji. It was Guruji's trademark, we can say. He would write divine love at the end always. This is the second time somebody is telling me this. One more person many years back had told me, when you sign off with divine love, it is so beautiful and it conveys something. We feel so good when we read it. So that also happened. So coming back to this newsletters, collection of these newsletters. For a long time, this was in my mind to bring out these and make it available to everybody. But I could not do it because we did not have enough people here to work with us, not enough resources. And off late, some of the volunteers, they are able to take out time from their busy schedules. They're working, they have their families, their responsibilities. Somehow, they're able to take out time and spend more time here for Manasa work. Thanks to them, we are able to do such work. So, this work first started by Sri A.C. Rao sir. It's a very laborious work, scanning all the old copies, collecting them first, then scanning all the copies, and making them available in the digital format. Then our Sunil and Kirti, they took it upon themselves for cover design, etc. And they took it to another level. They also involved Abhilashita, and they all took it to another level because these were old copies and they were pencil marks, pen marks, and they were filed with those. So there were these holes for filing. So they cleaned it using some technology. They cleaned it and made it so that the printing quality should be good. That was their objective. So these books have come out very, very well. They are a bit expensive because printing cost is very, very high. It's not like a book. It's different. I have to explain a lot of things to explain why it is expensive. I don't want to do that. The first collection, which is a smaller one, it will be for 250 rupees. Actually, we have spent more than that, but then we have subsidized it. And we are giving a discount of 20%, so you can pick it up from the information center for 200 rupees. And the other collection is for 500 rupees. You can pick it up for 400 rupees. Yes, that's all I had to say. Now, the most important thing, we will worship Guruji, worship him, and then we'll channel light. Before that, I wanted to tell that the light channel volunteers, a new group is, will be initiated today, light channel volunteers, and the healing volunteers. A new group will be initiated today. When we channel light now, after some time, these two groups will be initiated. And these two groups will meet. Those of you who are in these groups, you may stay back here after this class, and we'll talk about it later. Yes, I will explain because a lot of people must be watching online, and not everybody is, students of this path. So they may not know how we practice these things. How do we worship? For example, any deity. Today we'll worship Guruji. How do we worship? We have to mentally extend our hands like this, mentally, not physically, mentally. Extend our hands like this. And imagine a golden ball of light in your hands. Imagine a golden ball of light. Then pray to God. Pray to God. When we worship, we offer our love and respect to God, to the deity or to the person we are worshipping. So we offer the best in creation. What is best in creation? Energies are the best in creation. So we pray to God to pass on the best of the energies, collect them in our hands. We have to imagine that this golden ball of light is becoming brighter and brighter. That is how we gather energies. Gather energies like this for 2 or 3 minutes. Then imagine Guruji in front of you, Guruji's form full of light. Offer this golden ball of light to him. Then you can talk, interact with him. You can do all that. This we'll do for 5 to 7 minutes. Then I will explain the light channeling technique because there are a lot of new people. For their benefit, I'll explain it separately. Let us spend some time in worshipping for the next 5 or 7 minutes. I will tell you. It's enough. Now, now we'll channel light. Channel light. To channel light, we have to, generally we'll have a guided session on third Sundays, but today I will explain the technique quickly. It's very simple. You need not worry. Even if you feel that you have made a mistake, it's all right. You will still be channeling light because the intention is important. We are gathering here, we have gathered here to channel light. That is important. That intention is enough. We have to imagine an ocean of light above us. Ocean of light. Ocean of light is God Himself. Then pray to Him to descend and spread through us to the entire world. Then imagine this from this ocean of light above us, a beam of light is coming down and entering us. A beam of light. It enters, it fills up our system completely, our bodies completely. Experience this as long as you wish. Let's say 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Experience it. Experience the peace, the love light contains. Light is God Himself. We'll be experiencing God. Then we slowly, with our intention, we bring out this light. We imagine that this light comes out of our system, our body, and spreads in all the directions. Slowly, slowly it spreads in all the directions and fills up the entire world. The whole earth is filled with this beautiful light. So this let us practice till 12:30. I will tell you. Thank you. it's enough. Before we close, one last thing. This collection of our newsletters, those who are not present here, if you want it to be posted, please contact Manasa office. We will tell you what will be the postal charges. And I want to congratulate and express my gratitude to all the volunteers who do so much work and help us keep this sacred path of the rishis, keep it running. I congratulate and express my gratitude to them. We don't take their names. Of course, nobody expects. That's the specialty of this path. None of the volunteers expect their names to be mentioned. They work behind the scenes always. Yes, we'll thank the masters, thank Guruji in silence for a minute or so. Thank you. Thank you. The light channel volunteers and healing group volunteers will meeting right now here. If you are in these groups, you can stay back. Others, you may slowly go out, and you may first have prasada. That's a request from our volunteers. First have prasada, then you can visit the structures. Thank you.